gun purchases actually go up. They like this stuff. The NRA, the gun lobbyists love this, okay? This is great PR for them. All right. So, supposedly the Texas government said he was going to shoot up the school. The government who massacred 19 children and 2 teachers at an elementary school in Texas swore in online messages sent minutes before the attack that he had shot his grandmother and was going to shoot up a school, the governor said Wednesday. So, trigger warning, obviously, since we're talking about the school shooting. If that's not what you guys, are comfortable hearing about, then I would recommend you leave. Now, I don't know much about the shooting yet, but I've been hearing some rumblings about some things. So we're going to learn a little bit together while we look at some very, very interesting takes from some very interesting people. Because, the conservatives love to entertain us with their words of wisdom. Most people outside the U.S. look at this as business as usual. It literally is. Like, where was it? There was a chart somewhere. Hell yeah. Look at this. World record, baby. Countries with the most mass shootings from 1966 to 2012. That's only for... okay, that's an old one. There's a newer one. Americans' gun culture in 7 charts. Is this it? Top 10 civilian gun-owning countries. Yeah, so we have estimated number of firearms per 100 residents. 120.5 per 100 residents. That I don't know if you guys can do the math there, but that is more than 1 weapon per resident in the U.S. Now, isn't that something? How do U.S. gun killings compare with other countries? In 2020, 43% of the deaths, amounting to 19,384 people, were homicides, according to data from the CDC. The figure represents a 34% increase from 2019 and a 75% increase over the course of the previous decade. Nearly 53 people are killed each day by a firearm in the U.S., according to the data. Yeah, 53 people. The data also shows that the vast majority of murders, 79%, were carried out with guns. I mean, yeah, that's obvious. It's the murder dildo. That's a significantly larger portion of homicides than is the case in Canada, Australia, England, Wales, and many other countries. An international comparison of gun-related killings as a percent of all homicides. Yeah, I mean, it's just not... these weapons are not accessible in these countries, right? Now, I'm not a proponent of like stripping people of their guns outright, but we definitely need heavier legislation around it. Because as it stands, like an 18-year-old should not be able to get a firearm. If they are mentally unwell. The only reason they should be allowed to, honestly, to be honest, I think that you should have to have it like, no, that's classes. Never mind. I was going to say you should have to have a GED, but that is not everybody graduates high school and we don't want to do that. So, but something has to be done. Like we need to have better checks on people's mental health before they get a fucking gun or something. I don't know, but this is like out of hand. Like, I don't know what to do with this data. I haven't thought about it very much. I'm learning with the rest of chat. Well, let's get some fucking answers. Yeah, I mean, I agree. But I will tell you one thing. I was arguing with somebody on Twitter, and their answer is, did he block me? I think he might have blocked me. What a pussy. Basically, he said, we need to punish people harder because people are not afraid enough to get punished, right? Which is really weird because... if you think about it that way, if your only incentive for not committing violent crime is the fear of the law getting you in trouble, I feel like most people don't operate that way. If you have a feeling that everybody else operates that way, that seems like a whole lot of projection. You know what I mean? Let's get back to the main thing that I want to talk about. The conservatives certainly seem to have their ideas of what happened, right? So... Matt Binder jumped right on this. He said 4chan trolls, right-wingers, and a sitting U.S. congressman falsely claimed that the Texas shooter was trans. Big fucking surprise there, right? Because when we have... the first thing that I think about, right, when there's a mass shooting is that it was probably a trans person, right? Honestly. Of course. Because all of the mass shootings famously are committed by trans people. Nobody even thought to look into this. None of the conservatives thought to research this more heavily before just spitting out whatever bullshit that they want to on social media, you know? So now we've got this narrative going around that whoever did this was a trans person, which is not proven, okay? Like, it's not true. The image that they were using was of a person that had nothing to do with this shooting. I don't even think they lived in the same area. And now that person's life might be irreparably ruined. All right, I'm going to keep going. Okay. I spoke to 2 trans women who had their personal photos weaponized for this anti-trans disinformation campaign about how it happened. Following the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas on Tuesday, I hope I'm pronouncing that right still, the deadliest school shooting in the U.S. in a decade, 2 trans women found their images being spread online with claims that they were the now deceased shooter. Mashable spoke to both of these individuals. Neither have any connection to the shooter or the shooting. There's no proof that the deceased shooter, who killed 21 people, including 19 students inside Robb Elementary School, is trans. What a big fucking shock, right? So people were tweeting out these people's images, these trans women's images, right? And saying that they were the ones doing it. Big old slander campaign, because that's what they do now. They just hate people. They hate existence. And also what's really interesting is, I didn't pull this up. I heard somewhere, can anybody source me this? Because I've been hearing on Twitter that like the police got their own kids out of the building and then hid behind fucking cars and watched this guy go into the fucking school and shoot up the rest of these kids. And if that is true, that is that might be one of the most slimeballish things I've ever heard of. Like, just absolute scum of the earth fucking behavior. You're tasked with protecting the public, and you can't even protect the most vulnerable fucking people. You have to put your life on the line in that situation. That's what you fucking signed up for when you're a cop, all right? We love to talk all day and night, all the live long day and night, about how much our cops are great and how much they protect us and how much they put their lives on the line to protect us, etc., etc. Well, what happened? This is worst case. And where were they? You know? I would like an official source on that. I know that Vosh was tweeting about it. Maybe I'll search him real quick. What the f***? The cops when they see a school shooter. True. Found this nugget of reporting. What's this? Cops didn't stop the Uvalde school shooting. Thank you. Ramirez has been identified as one of the students killed in the mass shooting at her school on Tuesday. Her father told local station KSAT that she wanted to be an artist. The Uvalde City School District has its own police department staffed with a chief, 5 cops, and a security guard, which participates in anti-bullying initiatives, including the poster contest Ramirez won. Absent meaningful gun reform, advocates and lawmakers often call for changes that seem more attainable, less bullying, and more cops. Despite the school and the police's best effort, an 18-year-old high school student was able to purchase an AR-15 firearm as soon as he became of age in a state that does not require a license to carry, and use it to massacre 19 elementary school children and 2 of their teachers in Uvalde. And of course, although the shooter had crashed his car and been engaged by law enforcement, quote unquote, before entering the school, he still made it inside. As the number of school resource officers has ballooned over the last 2 decades, so has the number of school shootings. Now, this right here is quite the interesting statistic. You really would think it would be the other way around, right? There's no evidence that police have the ability to stop shootings from happening. The idea that a standard armed school police officer is going to stop someone in that situation has not proven to be true time and time again, said Alex Vitale, a sociologist at the City University of New York and the author of The End Policing, who noted that the police and security guards are often the first casualties in mass shooting events. Nevertheless, Republican Texas Governor Greg Abbott said it is a fact that due to the quick response of law enforcement officials, they were able to save lives. Unfortunately, not enough in a press conference Wednesday. Literally just lying. Abbott went on to list more than 20 state and federal agencies, including more than 24 law enforcement agencies involved in responding to the shooting. These included immigration enforcement agencies housed under the Department of Homeland Security, which promised to refrain from deporting and arresting people in the area, quote, to the fullest extent possible, end quote, for the time being. Imagine that. Imagine that your child is potentially fucking dead at school after a school shooting. Imagine. And then you have to worry about being deported because ICE is there. We lived in the most fucked up country, dude. That is some sick, sick shit. A flurry of early coverage quickly identified the shooter as a victim of bullying and speculated about mental health issues, even though he had no publicly known diagnosis. Anybody who shoots somebody else has a mental health challenge, Abbott said Wednesday, though he soon contradicted himself by adding that in this case, there was no known mental health history. Interesting. Lawmakers concerned about bullying leading to violence in schools might consider that members of law enforcement themselves are often the ones bullying students. That's true. Cops are authorized to use force in a way that teachers and school administrators are not. Bradley Balco wrote for the Washington Post in 2018 in the wake of the school shooting in Parkland, Florida. If administrators increasingly turn to on-site police officers to discipline students, that means more kids will be handcuffed, tased, and beaten. Yeah, that's what we need, right? That's what we need. We need cops to bully kids more. That will make them less likely to commit violence, right? Yeah, totally. Yeah, in the U.S. as mass shootings in the U.S. continue to rise, both Democratic and Republican federal and local officials have prioritized additional police presence instead of stricter gun laws, which have become increasingly permissive. Yeah, actually, that reminds me. In Ohio, they're actually planning on loosening gun restrictions. Contrary to your pledge to do something after the Dayton mass shooting, you just signed a radical GOP permitless carry, concealed carry, guns everywhere bill. So please save the platitudes and do something to stop this madness. Governor DeWine issued the following statement regarding today's tragedy in Texas. Fran and I are heartbroken over the tragedy in Uvalde, Texas. The last place we should be afraid to send our children and grandchildren is to school. School safety and law enforcement intelligence gathering are key efforts within our Ohio Department of Public Safety, and we offer any assistance to Governor Abbott and Texas law enforcement that they may need. Fran and I will keep the victims and their families in our prayers. Oh, good! I'm so glad. Thank God that he's keeping them in his prayers. Oh, man. For a minute there, I thought you would do fucking nothing about it. Disgusting. I hate these people. Ohio must vote Republican, right? Lately, they have been getting more and more conservative, and it's quite frightening. Anyway, yeah, so that's cool. We're just going to keep on loosening gun restrictions. Did you know that in the wake of a mass shooting, actually, gun purchases actually go up? They like this stuff. The NRA... The gun lobbyists love this, okay? This is great PR for them. It's great. They can go and purchase more guns. Why not? Right? Why not? Why the fuck not? I'm so relieved that thoughts and prayers on the case. I know, right? I mean, at this point, why the fuck not own a tank, you know? Just own a nuke button. Own the nuke button. 3D printed. Why not? Let's move forward to our conservative friends, right? Now, Ben Shapiro is not the one I want to focus on, but I just thought he'd be a little appetizer. Common sense gun reform is in reality what the left wrongly believes thoughts and prayers is for the right. An empty phrase denoting I care, but without any actual problem-solving content. Not one of the quote-unquote common sense gun reform proposals the left proposes would stop shootings like Uvalde. They know this, so instead, they make absurd claims suggesting that the mere fact of action of any type will magically reduce shootings. See, e.g. Sen Murphy. They don't care about fixing this. They don't. They don't give solutions. They don't offer solutions. All they care about is gun grabbing, okay? They want to appeal to their hog audiences and assure them that their guns are safe. Their murder dildos are going to be kept safe in their pockets to whip out at any point that they want to and shoot a minority or something. Who knows? Who knows? It's all up for grabs. The most fucked up part isn't that gun purchases go up because people think they need to protect themselves. They go up because people think there'll be legislation against owning them. That's true. I don't know why no one knows fuck all about gun rights. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that much either, but I do know that we need more restrictions. 100%. Okay, so that was our little warm-up. Now let's jump to the real star of the show. Candace Owens, everybody. Now, why is Candace Owens the star of our show tonight? Well, let me tell you. Candace Owens is not that good at research, folks. Not that good. Really not that bright. Now, why do I say that? Well, you see, this is a now deleted tweet that she made. What drives an 18-year-old to murder innocent children? I don't know, but judging by the photos of him cross-dressing, we can assume there were plenty of signs that he was mentally disturbed and abused by adults in his life. Societal cowardice ignored those plenty of signs. Now, what is she referring to here? Well, we talked about it earlier, right? She's referring to the lies that were spread about trans women being the culprits here. A trans woman being the culprit, right? It was a lie. It was spread by 4chan and /poll, whatever. And it's not true. It's literally just not true. But, you know, the conservatives took it and ran with it for as long as they fucking could. Thankfully, it got cut short, but not soon enough. The images are out there. The story's already out there. And I guarantee you, this is now going to be part of the Q conspiracy, okay? Trans people are now going undercover and shooting schools. That's going to be part of their big old conspiracy now. And George Soros is funding all of it, all right? It's going to be great. It's going to be great, folks. Also, yeah, I mean, this is technically cross-dressing by her ridiculous standards, so there you go. Should just let all the kids carry firearms? Yeah, totally, dude. Why not? Why not? I love this. Wait. Unavailable? The uploader has not made this video available in your country. Oh, f that. I don't have my VPN active. If I turn it on, it's going to cut my stream. But yeah, so Candace Owens is in firm denial that she ever tweeted anything of the sort. I never once shared any fake photo of the shooter. This is an entirely made-up storyline. Instead, people keep sharing a fake photo and insisting it's the one I'm referencing in an effort to restrict my discussion about mental illness and the dangerous rise of gender ideology. It was pretty f***ing clear what you were referring to, Candace. It was pretty clear. All right, you didn't really hide much there. Is that Amir? Hell yeah. Let's skip forward. Let's go. This is, by the way, before I play this is unironic. Understand that. This is unironic.
Shalom, children. My name is Eran Morad. I'm here to show you that guns, when used responsibly, with training from grown-ups, can help keep you safe in your school. Here to help teach you is Philip Van Cleave. Not every strange man you meet gonna be friendly and non-threatening like me.
Not non-threatening, huh? Not. Is that what we're going with? Okay.
Today, we're going to teach you how you can stop these naughty men and have them take a long nap.
Naughty?
Take a long nap.
Oh, come on. Quit cutting it short.
That's why you're going to meet a friend of mine. His name is Papi Pistol. Now,
Papi
Philip,
Pistol.
will you show us
That's
how
cute.
to feed Papi Pistol?
To feed him, take his lunchbox and push it into his tummy.
His
like this.
lunchbox.
Just remember to point Puppy Pistol's mouth right at the middle of the bad man. If he has a big fat tummy, point at that.
I forgot how bad this was. Also, this man's jawline is like perfectly structured to make him look like a goddamn cartoon villain.
Great. For kinder.
You guys get the point. Oh wait, there's more. Never mind, you don't get the point yet. I don't think it's sunk in enough yet.
Your parents can get you called Gunnimals. Wouldn't you love to meet this little gunny rabbit?
He's ready to put the naughty man on a very long time out.
How about the magical Uzi corn?
Oh, the Uzi. I swear to God, people, I'm gonna fucking.
This is one for the girls.
I'm gonna do
it's a
something.
lovely little unicorn
And
that
it's
you
not
can
gonna
play
be
with.
TOS.
Dino gun can stop an entire crowd of bad men.
And Tots, you gotta learn that
It's been so long since I've seen it. I know that it gets better, but
Dino
it's
Gun
just been a
eats and
while.
spits his candy really, really fast.
Rocket Ship RPG will take you to the moon.
Or rather, the bad guys are going to the moon if they attack your school with a truck
the
full
moon!
of big, scary fireworks.
And introducing BFF, a starter gun for infants 24 months and under. BFF is so easy to
It's
fire.
so weird,
Even a
dude.
baby can use it.
BFF wants to help you. Pull the string on
That
a
is
bad
frightening.
guy. Make bang, bang.
Wow. I mean, look.
That is so fucking terrifying. Is that it? I think that's it. Okay. All right, let's keep going with Candace Owens. And Twitter is now backing up this lie as usual because they house so many mentally deranged individuals who perpetuate dangerous gender theories. Yeah, totally, dude. They're totally not going off of the science. Photos referenced by conservative commentator Candace Owens in a recent tweet are of a transgender individual falsely identified as the mass shooting in Uvalde, Texas. What was she referencing then? She's just lying. She's literally just lying, dude. Like, you were clearly referencing that image. Like, even if you did not post the photos yourself, you referenced them very clearly here. All right? All right, Candace? FYI, the media still has not debunked the photo of the Texas shooter wearing female clothes to which I was referring. Instead, they are trying to conflate it with the obvious internet hoax photos featuring a guy in a skirt in front of a trans flag. Where are those photos? Candace Owens must have some hidden knowledge about photos that don't exist. Where's the photo, Candace? What do you mean? Show me the photo of the shooter wearing women's clothes. I would love to see that because I don't think that is what happened, dude. I really honestly hope to God that this is what gets her banned from Twitter, because she deserves it at this point, dude. Yeah, I need to know what photo she was referencing. She should have kept those. You would think she would have kept those, you know? I guess she has some inside knowledge that we don't, huh? She keeps going. Those gun-related killings are not happening in schools. They're happening in Democrat-controlled inner cities with the strictest gun control in the nation. I mean, that's still... that... I hate her so much. Mental illness affects every country. Only one country regularly massacres its school children. That's true. Now, granted, right? This is a general homicide chart. It's not just for school shootings. So, yes, that is correct. But it still speaks to a very large problem. Just because it's in inner city areas does not mean that it doesn't matter, you know? That still speaks to a huge mental health problem. You know, all she's trying to do is invoke this imagery of like the black thug with his gun and whatever, holding it sideways. Like, that's all this is. This is just straight up racism, okay? It's really weird. Okay, she continues onto this track, by the way, of the trans stuff. An adult man that wants to dress up like a female is a glaring symbol of mental illness. A society driven by cowardice prevents this topic from being discussed honestly and openly. All of our children are at risk because we refuse to acknowledge and instead encourage mental illness. Very cool stuff. Very cool and normal stuff. She tweeted this today, by the way. She tweeted this today, okay? So she's still invoking this idea that it is because of transness, I guess, that people are going and shooting up schools. Isn't that great? That's fantastic. I love it. I love it, dude. I love it. These people want... I'm just convinced they just want everybody dead. There's no other explanation for it at this point. They just want teachers dead. They want kids dead. You know? What other explanation is there? I gotta go grab the pizza real quick. Give me 1 second. We'll eat that in a sec. Anyone who takes Candace Owens seriously at this point is a f***ing moron. I mean, yeah, that's what conservatives are. It's a brain disease, dude. If you sit a normal-ass conservative down for more than 10 minutes and talk to them about some of their beliefs, I guarantee you at least one of them will change. You'll be able to flip them on at least one topic. At least. Just a little bit. Okay? 10 minutes. Because the average conservative is a dumbass. They're rock-brained, okay? Well, not rock-brained. I would call it mush-brained, because mush-brains at least can still be molded, right? Once you are a rock-brain like Candace Owens, there's no molding you anymore, okay? You just are what you are. You are solidified into an asshole, all right? And I'll tell you what speeds the process of rock-brain is money. Grifter money. Lots and lots of grifter money, okay? That's what speeds that process up. Thankfully, regular-ass conservatives, most of them, are just mush brains at this point, and they only need a little bit of molding, a little bit of, work on the wrinkles in there to, stimulate some neuronal activity and get them really thinking about their worldviews. So, just keep that in mind. They don't want everyone dead, just enough people dead that everyone else suffers endlessly. They want bad things, okay? I think we can agree that they just want bad things. There's no skirting around it at this point. Okay? I mean, clearly, they f***ing have proven it over and over and over. Not true. Conservatives in a group become rock-brained real quick because of the social reinforcement. That is true. That speeds up the process faster as well. Because here's a big problem that I recently watched in a video, right? And I hadn't thought about it before this video. I think it may have been Vosh talking about it. In groups, your beliefs are reinforced by others in the group. And you are convinced that if your beliefs differ from those others, then you will be ostracized. And often that's true, right? That's a big driver of what makes you keep your beliefs. And honestly, I think that's kind of what's going on with my parents. They don't want to be ostracized by the rest of their extended family. That's a part of it. Now, they're fully almost rock brain, so, there's that. But, yeah, I mean, that's a huge part of it. Conservatives equals sociopathy, to an extent. I will say that fundamentalism, extreme fundamentalism, takes them to rock brain quicker than money even. If it weren't for fundy Christianity, a lot in the South could be treated for their dumb fuckery. That's true. That solidifies the process. I sit with my partner's dad sometimes and talk to him about these issues. It's one step forward in a one-on-one convo with him, but 5 steps backwards when he gets together with his psycho friends. Yeah, it's I mean they have amnesia too, it seems like. Every time I go to talk to my dad, he's like he forgets that I don't like Joe Biden. He forgets that I don't watch CNN. He forgets that you know, I don't agree with every thing that every liberal says. It's very strange. It's like brainworms, dude. It's kind of sad. I mean, I watched growing up personally these conservative pundits eat my parents' brains from the inside of the skull outward, okay? I watched that take place, and I almost succumbed to it myself because I grew up conservative. You know, that's how that works. It's a cycle. Yeah, they feed them bullshit. I mean, yeah, that's how that works. It's great. They're going to keep pushing this narrative that the school shootings are now taking place because of transness, because that's their big button issue right now. They hate trans people. They loathe trans people. They hate gay people too. But right now, the big ticket issue is trans people, because they're convincing people that the mean schools and the mean scientists and the mean dirty lefty liberals, right, want to trans your kids. They want to force feminize and force masculinize your sons and or daughters respectively. And nothing is going to get in their way because they're crazy. They're crazy liberals, right? They're crazy libtards. When in reality, they're the crazy ones because they're not listening to any science, any health journals, nothing, okay? They don't listen to anything. They just want to push what they want to push because they're freaks and they hate you and they want you dead. That's why.